My name's Claire. Well, at least that's who I was before all this. And I need to tell you what happened. I need someone to hear it before I forget it myself. Because it's been eating at me from the inside. It started with a swing. Just a wooden swing hanging from an old oak tree in our backyard. My daughter Lily loved it. Every afternoon after school, she'd rush out to the yard, drop her backpack, and jump onto that swing like it was her own private escape from the world. I never thought much of it, until the dog started digging. Murphy, our golden retriever, sweet but anxious, always barked at shadows. But for the first few weeks in the new house, he was obsessed with that swing. Every day, while Lily swung back and forth laughing, Murphy clawed at the dirt underneath it, whining like something was buried down there. I thought it was just some old squirrel scent or a buried toy. But he wouldn't stop. The digging got deeper. And then, one morning, I found it. I was out watering the garden when I noticed a corner of metal poking through the loose soil, where Murphy had been digging. It looked like the edge of an old tin box, rusted and bent. I cleared more dirt, my curiosity rising, and tugged it out from the ground. The weight surprised me. It wasn't just rusted, it was sealed with electrical tape, layers of it. I called for Lily to go inside and sat down on the grass with it in my lap. Something about it felt wrong, too heavy to be empty, too sealed to be forgotten. I peeled the tape back slowly until the lid creaked open. Inside was a plastic-wrapped journal, water-damaged but mostly intact, a child's diary, and underneath it, small bones. They looked like bird bones at first, but as I stared longer, I noticed the shape of a tiny rib cage, a tooth. My chest went tight. I brought the box inside and sat at the kitchen table for hours reading the diary. The name on the inside cover said, Claire, age 9. She wrote about a brother who screamed at night, about being locked in the tool shed for bad behavior, about her father who punished with silence, and her mother who never said a word. But it was the final entries that turned my stomach. He buried Max under the tree. He said he ran away, but I heard him crying in the dirt. I saw where the swing sits now. That's where Max went. He said if I told anyone, I'd go next. The last page simply read, I buried my dolls next to him, so he wouldn't be alone. I didn't hesitate. I called the police immediately. The detective listened calmly, but I saw his eyes change when I handed him the box. A forensics team came the next day. They roped off the backyard like a crime scene in a movie. I stood at the back door, clutching Lily to my chest as they dug deeper and deeper beneath the swing. And then they found it. More bones, human remains, and a shoe, a tiny mud-caked child's shoe. The media descended, backyard burial in quiet suburb. That was the headline. But for me, it wasn't a story. It was something that had festered beneath my feet, beneath my daughter. They tested the remains and confirmed what the diary had suggested. The skeleton belonged to a boy, aged 7 to 8, missing since 1989. His name was Max Carson. He had been declared a runaway. No leads, no suspects, case frozen in time. But when they pulled property records, everything snapped into place. The house we bought had belonged to the Carson family for 3 generations. The man who owned it, Peter Carson, died in a nursing home 2 years ago. The house was abandoned, and the bank sold it at auction. That meant one thing. Claire's diary wasn't fiction. It was a child's confession no one ever read. Until now. We tried to go back to normal, but Murphy still barked at the tree. Lily wouldn't go near the swing anymore. She said it made her feel watched, that when the wind blew just right, she could hear someone crying under the ground. One night she came into my room, pale as a ghost. She whispered, "Mom, the boy under the swing says thank you." I never told her about Max. I never told her his name. But somehow, she knew. I don't believe in ghosts. At least I didn't. But something stayed behind. I became obsessed. I tracked down every article about the Carson family I could find. School records, missing person flyers, interviews with neighbors. No one ever mentioned a daughter. No one ever mentioned Claire. I even found the obituary for Peter Carson. It listed a son, Max, but no Claire. Was she real? A ghost? A voice in Max's head? Or was she the next victim who didn't make it to the swing? The diary was analyzed. It matched the paper and ink from the early 90s. But there was no record of Claire Carson in any school system. No birth certificate. No photos. Nothing. A ghost girl buried by her family, or a daughter erased by silence. One final entry. A week after the excavation ended, I heard Murphy bark again, this time near the garden. I went outside and saw him digging in a fresh patch of soil. I knelt down, and there, just beneath the surface, was something wrapped in plastic. Another page. Just one. It read, "You found Max, but I'm still here. Tell them I was real. Tell them I didn't run away. I didn't lie. I didn't lie. I didn't lie." The handwriting matched the diary. That night, I sat by the swing until sunrise. I said her name out loud. "Claire, I believe you." The wind picked up. The swing moved, just once. And I swear I heard a whisper. "Thank you." This is Curell Case Files. You think you're moving into a quiet house with a backyard swing. But what if that swing marks a grave? What if every laugh your child lets out is heard by a child who never got to grow up? What if a voice is waiting beneath the roots, just to be heard one last time? Subscribe to Curell Case Files for more real-world horror, chilling truths, and mysteries buried where you'd never expect. Because some boxes aren't meant to be opened, but someone has to.